Welcome back to Shorts Behind the Sports. We are here with Maya Brody on the Eastern Swim Team, who recently won the LEC Conference Tournament. Maya, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Maya. I'm a senior here. My major is math with a concentration for teaching. So my career goals are to be a middle school teacher.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Maya. So tell us a little bit about the LEC Conference Tournament this past weekend and how it felt.
It was very, very long. It's 3 days of prelims in the morning and finals at night. So if you swim fast enough during prelims and are in the A or B finals, you swim again. So, and then there's also the team relays where those are only time finals, so you only swim at night. But so you could be swimming up to 3 times a day. So it's a very long day. At least we get to go back to the hotel halfway through and take a little nap, eat some food.
Yep.
But it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I guess that little reset is
The reset
helpful.
is very nice.
Yeah. So on behalf of all the 11 seniors on your team, tell us a little bit about the feeling of winning the tournament.
That's just a great way to go out. You know, not only did we win, and it was the first time that Eastern has ever won, we kicked Keene down. So we, they not only didn't get second, they got third place. Bridgewater State also beat them. So it was just really great for everybody, for the whole team and for the seniors, that we were able to go out with a bang and just do it together as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. And going off of that, obviously, Eastern's had like a number of first place finishes, but as always, like that's the case when you win a championship in any sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's the team environment. Right?
Yeah, it's really, swimming is a lot like track, where there is that full team dynamic and you have the relays and everything, but it is still very individual because you have to focus on yourself for the team. So you have to take care of yourself, you have to focus on your individual event, and then once that's done, then you can ignore how you swam and cheer for everybody else. But before that, there is that little disconnect where you have to be, how much time am I allowed to take for myself versus cheering for everybody else and doing this and doing that. It's just a lot of balance.
Right, definitely. And so going off of that too, how was the chemistry like as a team this year?
The team chemistry was really good. Being a team of over 40 swimmers, it was a little terrifying just because there's so many people. But we all really clicked, so it was really great that it's just one big friend group and we're doing a lot of activities outside of the water together and just building those bonds that are going to stay throughout the season and outside of the season when some of us graduate.
Right, and that's definitely key,
Yep.
obviously,
Mm-hmm.
to having a solid team and maintaining that chemistry. So going back in the season, you guys lost close dual meets with Keene and Bridgewater.
Mm-hmm.
How did that affect your outlook going into the tournament?
We were not happy that we lost, as anybody would be. It's not the best feeling to lose, but Sarit Gluz, our coach, was very motivational on the bus on the drive home and was pointing out the fact that they had diving and we didn't. And with the scores being that close, it was further drive and motivation that we did really good. We outswam them. We might have not won, but the only reason that they won was because they had diving. So knowing where our strengths and weaknesses were, but mostly just reframing the mindset of, yeah, we lost, that sucks, but it was really good motivation going into LECs that we have a very, very good shot in winning.
Yeah, absolutely. And would you say like your training kind of changed at all from that point, or like before LECs at all?
The training did change a little bit. There was still a lot of focus on technique and just not fighting the water but working with it, because if you fight the water, you're not going to go quite as fast. So just working on technique and certain drills that, like, this is probably a better way to do it versus this. We've been emphasizing that throughout the season, but we definitely, like, honed in on it. And also going into LECs, we taper. So instead of doing 5,000-6,000 yards in a practice, we're doing maybe 2,000 yards. And that's also a big drop from our winter training when we had 2 practices a day and you could swim up to 10,000 yards in a day.
Wow.
So going from 10,000 to 6,000 to 4,000, 2,000, and then 1,000 right before the meet.
Yeah.
Tapers down a lot.
Yeah, definitely. That's a crazy drastic difference.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure helps though.
Yeah, it feels really nice. It definitely feels weird because instead of having a 2-hour practice in the water, it's like an hour and a half and then an hour, and you're like, did I do enough? Am I ready?
Yeah.
So it starts to get in your nerves that it's like, well, man, I don't know if I feel right, if this is like the right feeling to have. But then as you see the results, we get what we needed.
Right, exactly. Now, going back to you personally, you had an injury last year that you had to overcome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So summer of 2022, I had hip surgery on both of my hips. So I wasn't cleared to swim until the second semester in January. So that was over half of the season because we start in October and it ends in February. So I only had 2 months of competing. So I was able to practice, but I had to really limit myself to not hurt myself again and just be cautious and careful. So that really took a toll because I want to be in the water, I want to help the team, and I want to swim fast, but I have to take care of myself first, both physically and mentally, because it was just really draining to have to put the brakes on and say, well, it's starting to hurt. I could push more, but then when I push more, then I'm out for 2 days because I'm in so much pain. So just finding that balance and having people around me to remind me that you can take time for yourself. Swimming is not only a physical battle in the water, but it is very mentally challenging sometimes. So just being cautious and having people around you and having a support system to make sure that you're doing the best that you can in any way that you can.
Absolutely.
It was really helpful.
Yeah, and that's some really good advice for, I think, any athlete
Mm-hmm.
too.
Get a support system
Yeah.
and take a step back and look from an outside perspective of, am I doing too much? Because sometimes you might try and downplay it, gaslight yourself, saying like, oh no, I can do more, this, that.
Right.
But if you are just only putting yourself out for other people and not focusing on yourself when you need to, then you have to pull away even more, and that pulls the whole dynamic back.
Exactly. And just wrapping up here, what would you say your favorite part of the LAC tournament was? Either like with winning or just in general, like your favorite?
I think
time?
my favorite part of the tournament was the team dynamic, but also the inner team dynamic of we were cheering for other teams, they were cheering for us. When we went to accept the award of being first for the championships, Bridgewater State did the little bridge thing for us to run under, and they were just really happy for us and really supportive, and a lot of the other teams were as well. So it was just really heartwarming that everybody was excited that we won. So it wasn't just like, oh, I lost. They were really happy. They were really happy for the winners, and we were really happy for Bridgewater State winning on the men's side. But it's just a really supportive sport because it's so individual with your personal events. It's really hard to not just be supportive of everybody else around you.
Right. Definitely sounds like an awesome environment to
Yeah.
be in. Well, Maya, thank you so much for being here with us today. Best of luck to you this semester, and we'll see you guys next time on Shorts Behind the Sports.
Thank you.